You know, we've all been warned about the dangers of artificial intelligence. If you've seen the movies AI or Terminator, you know this thing can go south in a hurry. I mean, it is 2029 or 2025, and 2029 is just 4 years away. That's when Terminator took place. The future, though, is now. And while it is a powerful tool, there are still a lot of questions about the use of it, the ethics, and the limits of it. Some Idahoans are understandably skeptical about it, even more so at the mention of governmental offices using AI as a tool. It's something Idaho lawmakers and state leaders have studied closely for the last year, which doesn't seem like a long time, but they say it's allowed them to set up a framework on how to use it properly, as explained by Joe Paris.
Artificial intelligence, AI, it's not a new thing, but the ease of access and potential power within it is something more and more people are now willing to work with. A 2024 survey to State of Idaho employees within its agency showed about 2/3 knew about AI and about 25% were already using it.
And 95% of the ones that responded said that within a year they would be using it. To just give you an idea of how quickly this is being adopted, this technology. It's fast and furious. I've always had a role somewhere in technology, but the pace at which AI is moving, or all technology is moving, it's insanely fast.
Alberto Gonzalez is Chief Information Officer and Administrator of Idaho's Office of Information Technology Services.
Now we're unleashing the general use of AI for our state employees. There could be some restrictions for some agencies, potentially law enforcement, courts, or something to that effect. But the governor wants us to provide good guidance to our agencies versus overly governing them. So guidance over governance really has been the sort of message for them.
In terms of the pros, Gonzalez believes the benefits of using AI within government agencies is already incredible.
I mean, the fact that our employees could process mundane tasks at such a high rate, they can analyze data so quickly. We can get better data-driven decisions with AI. This is a game changer, and it really is more of an augmentation to our staff versus a replacement.
That helps accomplish the overreaching goal for Gonzalez and other state leaders.
To make citizen engagement better. We want the public to receive better government services, for there to be less cost or less taxes used on employees when there's automation that we have that can help us do this, or AI that can do this. So I'm pretty excited about the potential expansion of AI use in the state of Idaho.
But there are two sides to the AI coin. With opportunity comes opportunity for bad actors too.
Privacy and security. It's got to be top of key. Citizen data is like a gold mine to bad actors, and so we have to be really careful with the privacy and the security of the data.
In the spirit of uniform and intelligent use of AI, Idaho just published a comprehensive framework for responsible and ethical use.
Welcome to the best practices for artificial intelligence use, brought to you by the Idaho Office of Information Technology Services.
The detailed guidebook sets the tones for agencies and employees by prioritizing public trust, safeguarding privacy, and ensuring that AI strengthens, not replaces, human judgment in the public sector.
We have a privacy officer, which many states really don't have one yet, but maybe half of us have a privacy officer now, people that are focused strictly on privacy and even some of the ADA requirements that we have. That's the team, and we have a couple of apprentices that are also helping us, and a lot of times apprentices come with more current use of AI, so it's very helpful.
And agencies are seeing the benefits, and Idahoans too.
We have another agency that's doing case management work, and what used to take 6 hours is now taking about 30 seconds to come up with a summary and a recommendation for what to do in the case management work that they're doing.
Agencies have access to the same tools as everyone at home.
We wanted us to have some standard tools, but we also didn't want to limit our agencies to one. So the tools that we're very comfortable supporting as an IT organization for the state of Idaho are ChatGPT, Microsoft Copilot, Google's Gemini, and Claude AI.
With new and changing technology, there will always be skeptics. But Gonzalez appreciates that and has this thought.
If you haven't tried it for general use, don't be afraid of it. Go use any of the ones I just mentioned and just start asking it questions, or have it start checking some of the work that you do. Careful not to put private information in there because it's open AI, so unless you have your own private AI in place, but go play with it. It's incredible, and I think they'll get the excitement behind it.
And another direction they're looking at is chatbots for government websites. And there are actually some chatbots that are already in place, like one that I was working with earlier today. And basically what you may see with a restaurant or another, I guess, private sector field is you can ask basic questions about, well, how can I go get a DMV appointment, or where can I access this piece of information? They're kind of finalizing this modern AI experience, and they actually have just come up with what vendor and what chatbot they're going to be moving forward. Again, Brian, something that people have probably talked about in this sphere, and something that when I talk with students, actually, when they learn about AI, it's about how you prompt the AI. So there may be some, I guess, perception of, well, I asked a question and it didn't give me the answer I was looking for. And it's not an intelligent human being, so it may not be able to read between the lines.
Right.
So one thing that I know students at the middle school, high school, and college level are working on is AI prompting, AI, I guess, computing. So it's like a calculator. If you ask a calculator the wrong order of operations, it's going to spit out the wrong answer.
Yeah, you mentioned privacy and security. What about accuracy? Is that accounted for?
Yes, so it's something that they're really keyed on is, yes, we want to use this tool, but we are auditing and making sure that not only is the information we're giving out correct, but we also know with some of these chatbots and some of these AI engines, there can be some type of a leaning, some type of like left-leaning bias or right-leaning bias, depending on its model. So they keep a close eye on that to make sure it's neutral, correct content.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Thank you very much, Joe.